saw an article of a 13-year-old who raped his sister of 9 years old and killed her because she threatened to tell their father, and he killed her. And he did all of that after watching porn on his phone. Hi, my loves, and as always, you're welcome to have a seat at my table. So, let's talk about porn. Porn is fun, isn't it? It's interesting, it's intriguing. You learn new things every time you watch it. Shock you, right? Yeah, I said it. It's fun. It's fun to watch. It's such a shameful thing, though. It's really shameful to watch, but it's so fun. But horrible at the same time. You know in your guts that you should not be watching it, and you feel terrible after you have, right? One thing I've learned is that it makes you useless. Like you just end up realizing that you've wasted, I don't know, a day, useful time, your hours, lying down in that bed or sitting on that couch watching it. The truth is, you're not learning anything that's going to help you, except you are a prostitute escort. Then, that's your department. That's your school. That's where you're learning your work, right? But if that's not your career choice of life, your career choice in this life, what are you doing there? What are you doing there? It doesn't really teach you anything, does it? You're just wasting time. The brain that would have been coming up with ways to make more money, take care of your family, is sitting there rotting because it's watching trash. And probably you had this amazing idea, or you would have had this amazing idea. What shocks me is that the people that actually watch it the most are poor people. Isn't that funny? We always, one thing I've always heard a lot is that it's a broke boy that is so concerned about sex a lot of the time. Like, they are so good at it, but they are broke. It's the broke ones. Why? Because they have time. They have too much time on their hands. Like, you're so idle. You have nothing to do, so hence, voila, that's your career choice. Sorry, I don't mean to be insulted. Don't take it personal, Sha. You just be bouncing off thoughts in my head. Don't you just love this podcast, though? The thing I don't like about it, for me, I'll be fine. I think they should be eliminated altogether, but it's okay if people are above 21 are watching it. But what I don't appreciate that is the fact that it can be easily found with a click of the button. Like, you can just search it. You can just search porn on Google and you have all the sites. And all they just write there is, are you above 18? All you have to do is just click yes. Like, how do you know I am not lying? How do you verify that I am truly 18 and above? Like, a 13-year-old could just click yes, and I have and gain access to that website. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't like the fact that it's more perverse, and that's funny to say, right? Because you grew up knowing that, it's just, I don't know, maybe boy and girl, maybe a little girl and girl, or boy and boy, probably. I don't know. It's not my expectation, it's not my career choice. So that's not my school where I learn my things in life. So I'm bouncing off here. But now I feel like it could. I'm bringing up this topic because I watched a podcast about it, and it caters to every genre you can ever think of. And what is happening now is just terrible, because before we used to always see, I don't know, I guess consenting adults doing the act, but now there are a lot of videos there that pertain to rape. I don't know, like doctors and their patients, which is wrong. Teachers and their students, which is wrong. people and children, which is wrong, terribly wrong. I mean, like they say, like there are videos for every fetish. It's crazy to me. I, but that's how, it is, right? It's that it seems normal in the beginning, but it only goes down from here. Like Sigmund Freud, that is the god for the gay community and the LGBTQ community, started like a regular man. You know, he loved his wife, slept with his wife, they started sleeping with other women, they started sleeping with men, started throwing orgies, then started sleeping with minors, and then went as down as, you know, touching a baby. And he came up with the theory of human beings start experiencing pleasure from almost 3 months, or maybe even lesser than that. Crazy, right? Like you look at a child and you see them in a sexual way is what I don't get. But thanks to porn, yeah. And I saw an article of a 13-year-old who raped his sister of 9 years old and killed her because she threatened to tell their father, and he killed her. And he did all of that after watching porn on his phone. It's on the article. It's crazy to me. It happened in India. And the craziest part is the parents and sister tried to hide it from the police. Wild. Like you're raising a sex offender, a murderer, and you're saving him. I'm a mother, but I will not stomach it if my daughter if I did end up having another child, or if I had another child. If my current daughter killed my second child, like you will go to jail. I will cry. I will mourn the loss of 2 children, essentially. I'm not saying that to say that because I've not experienced it, but it's chilling to think that you would try to protect a child that has raped and killed his own blood. Well, what does that tell that child? I can do it again. They always say once you have killed your first man, you can do it again. Now, I don't know because I've never done it, but is that not how it happens for everything? Like if you have sex the first time, it's easier to have it the second time, the third time, and then you just find yourself having it. You just need to just get past the first, and it's downhill from there. So I was just thinking, like, why do we? I get the thrill, I get the pull. So I get it, but rather than being on your phone and masturbating, why not go out there and make genuine connections? Why not go out there and find yourself a boyfriend or a girlfriend? People that end up watching porn end up being losers, and then you carry this disease, as I call it, into your matrimonial home. And now there are men, you hear stories of men who cannot get pleasure from their women, from their wives the normal way, but only get aroused and pleasure from watching porn. Isn't that just a problem? And porn leads to a lot of masturbation, which leads to erectile dysfunction, which a lot of men suffer from. So why not just go out there and have a life? And I feel like that's another thing with technology, is it has just made us more secluded from the world. Like what happened to our community? Like what happened to you asking to get out, you going out on dates, having fun outside? But rather than just being home, sexting, watching porn or something, or sending nude pictures left or right, which is another thing. Like that's a whole story for another day. All these OnlyFans and sending nude pictures, like it's crazy to me. Like, are you not afraid? Like, I know that we have all been crazy and done that at some point in our lives, but let's learn. Let's let's learn. Like, there's so many things that could go wrong. So many things that could go wrong. I mean, when you get older, you start regretting these things. You really start, because I just like, what were you? There's so many times that I sit and I ask myself, what was I thinking when I was in university? And mind you, I did not live that careless a life, but still, I'm just like, the me now, she's really, really different. But we thank God for good, right? I mean, that's what life's all about. Yeah, we grow, we learn, we get better. It would be a problem if I was the same. person I was in secondary school and the university at this age. I've learned a lot. But back to porn, like if you are struggling with it, I would highly suggest you come out of it while you still can. Because the more you watch, the more perverse your appetite will be, because on porn sites, everything that the show seems normal to you. Like, that's why rapists don't understand what they have done wrong, because for them, their victims were enjoying themselves. Pedophiles don't understand what they have done wrong, because for them, their victims were enjoying themselves. But that is because porn videos show you that. But is that the real, like, which victim enjoys being violated? Reality is not the same thing as porn. Like, porn is acting, they're trying to, they're not trying, they're acting. That it's a game, it's not serious. But we human beings take what we watch there and we take it that, oh, okay, it looks fun, let me try it. And that's why we see a lot of rape. I kid you not. I'm not encouraging you, but if you're trying to debunk me in the comment section, open a porn site and research rape and see how many thousands of videos you will find on there. And then we wonder why there are so many rape cases going around. We wonder. Check how many videos are of teachers and students. Check it. And we wonder why there are so many pedophiles. Why there are so many teachers preying on their students, and why there are so many doctors and medical staffs preying on their patients. Search all these things I'm saying. It's crazy. It's there. Incest. Search how many videos of incest you can find. Thousands. Millions. I kid it. It's crazy. And these are things that we have in our society now, and we wonder where they're coming from there. So I strongly suggest that we scrape it, because somebody is profiting millions, billions of US dollars, trillions of US dollars by perverting the human population and bringing about so many ills in our society, and we're letting him we're letting him continue getting richer and richer. Like, we need to stop it. Or even if it must exist, keep it away from children below 21. Please. Let people that have access to these things be people that are reasonable, because even though, there's some people that are above 21 and still foolish in the head. But still, look at see what porn has done to that 13-year-old Indian child. His life is ruined because he's forever a sex offender and a murderer. He will be tried as an adult in court. It's crazy. Like, his life has been ruined. Why? Because he watched, 10 minutes, 5 minutes of porn, and he thought he could do the same. Who knows what he watched there to attack his sister? Probably he watched a video on incest. Who knows? This is a plague. It's an epidemic at this point that we need to contain it to the adult population, please. It should even be 25 and above. Contain it. And we wonder why our children in secondary school are organizing orgies. It's crazy. Wild. We need to stop it. It's not doing anything to our society except enriching these evil men and women that are running these apps and these companies that provide this form of entertainment. But just as we cannot stop strip clubs, prostitution, drugs, I don't think we can ever stop porn. So I'm not trying to say that we should. Asking that they should stop it is an impossibility. I'm asking that we should contain it. We should. And as parents, we should try as much as we can to keep our children away from this side of the internet as much as we can, for as long as we can. Let them grow up to be normal human beings. Let them have their innocence and their sanity for as long as they can have it before they realize that this world is smelling and stinky and disgusting and just perverse. And sadly, it gets worse with age. It gets worse as the years go by. Like, we see things that we could not even believe we could ever see. It's crazy. So yeah, that's all I have to say about it. I mean, I was just thinking about it, and that's it. Let's do better. Like, you want to, is that what you want to teach your child? Watching porn, masturbate? Is that really what you want to teach your children? Like, will you want them to have sex education from a porn video? So, another thing to as parents, that let us just be open with our kids when they ask us questions about sex. Let's try to educate them the right way and let them not go sticking it out or hearing it from their friends that have watched porn and other things like that. Like, let them know what is really true, the dangers of it. Like, let them have the actual information. So let's try to educate them. Let's not try to prevent the talk and then let them go learn it where they're not supposed to be learning it. That's all I have to say about that. And do not forget to like, share, subscribe. Comment down below what you think about the topic. And I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.